I think that goes on to tell you how much were the fans waiting for a big time. You know, all of that coming together. We've spoken about the players carrying that monkey on their back. We've spoken about the players carrying that burden of coming so close, not winning a trophy, and how they overcame that pressure situation, those bad memories of the past to put up an outstanding performance in Barbados. We've spoken about that. But just think from a fan's perspective, and actually we can all wear our Indian cricket fans hat and think about what this moment meant. Sometimes what happens if you desire and you look forward to a moment, when it really arrives, it takes time to sink in. You do not realize the magnitude of what has really happened. You do not realize that this is what that you were longing for so long, and it's there. It is there that you kept thinking, when will this moment arrive? And when it does, you don't know how to react.
You sort of got that feeling from Virat Kohli. Remember when he was given the post-match award, the award for the man of the match in the final? You got that feeling from Virat Kohli when he said that the one lesson that he learned on the day was, no matter how hard you try, if it's meant for you, you'll get there. You will feel every time as an athlete that you're putting in the hard yards, you're doing everything right to be able to get that reward, but you don't get it, you don't understand. But the time that it happens to you, that's when it makes sense. That's when you get to know that, life has a plan for you, and then when it has to happen, it will happen. And maybe this is what it was as far as Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma concerned. I just want to go back to your travel with the Indian team, Nikhil, since it's only been a few hours since you came back with them. On every flight they say, and with the Indian team we know there are those chirpy characters around as well. Rishabh Pant definitely comes to my mind. You've seen so many footages over all these years about Ishan Kishan, young Shubman Gill as well, being the chirpy ones, always there, poking some sort of fun at the senior players, having their own moment. Who is it on this particular aircraft, the most chirpy one, the most naughty one?
Oh, I mean, usually, as you mentioned, it's the youngsters, but on this occasion, it was the senior-most member of the team in Captain Rohit Sharma. I think he had a gala time because, he mentioned after that 2023 50 over World Cup final that it felt like a nightmare, that the next day he actually did not realize the final has happened, and had to double-check with his wife that did the final really happen, or are we still yet to play it? Because there was disbelief with not just for Rohit Sharma, for every other member of the Indian team. So I think he was the one, the most relieved, the most chirpy, the one having the most fun in the flight. In fact, he spent a lot of time with us, sitting with us. As you know, the team traveled business class and all of us in economy class. He came down there and sat with us for a very long time and chatted about everything under the sun, not just about cricket, but everything under the sun. You were talking about, a short while ago about Virat Kohli, and he speaks on the day of the final saying that he still can't believe what is it that they've achieved. Once you reach that target, you don't know how to react to it. But I tell you what, if you look at even the visuals today, and we had those visuals playing on our screens a short while ago of the team sitting in the bus, and if you look closely, there is a visual of Virat Kohli. When he's sitting in the bus, he's just gotten off the plane, he's been whisked away by security and taken out from the VIP exit, and he's gotten inside the bus. There's a little bit of bhangra that's happened before that. When he sits in the bus and the bus starts moving, and he ends up seeing the amount of people that have turned up at the New Delhi airport at 6 a.m., you have to see that reaction. He can't believe it. With his jaw wide open, he's telling everyone else, and you can clearly make out he's telling every other member of the team, just look at this, look at how many people have turned up at the airport to just watch us. I don't think even he thought in his wildest dream that 4 days after winning the trophy, landing at 6 a.m. in the morning, and that too because remember that arrival time, Harshit, kept changing.
Yeah,
so
it was first 1 o'clock as well?
Yes.
1 in the morning, that's the first plan I think that you also shared with us. Then that became 4 o'clock, and then it further changed to 6 o'clock.
So then there was no sort of a notice for the fan to know that it's at 6 a.m. And I think the players very well knew about that, and yet so many people turned up, keeping in track. So all of them, of course, came to the airport last minute. I'm sure they were watching
Yes,
or keeping...
speaking about fans, because we've been speaking with Rahul and Aishwarya and all of our colleagues who've been on the ground since the wee hours, they in fact were telling us stories about how difficult it was for them to get to the airport as early as 5 in the morning as well, because guess what, you and I as journalists at times feel that, we're on the ball, we've got to be reaching on certain occasions way before time, so a 1 hour buffer as well that some of our colleagues were also taking into consideration. But guess what? The Indian fan was faster than a journalist on the day as well. The Indian fan was faster than anyone you could possibly think of, because they were there waiting for their fans, because the time kept changing, but the fans had made up their mind to be there for the Indian team, and that's what happened, and that's the kind of accounts that we were getting to know from our battery of reporters on the ground as well, that they were surprised to see the Indian fan reach there in the wee hours, all decked up to welcome the team. There was band, there was baja, there was sloganeering, there was chanting, there were flags, they were wearing the Indian jersey. Exactly the kind of reception you thought that a moment like this would get from the Indian cricket fan, and that's exactly what's happened. Coming back, in fact, to the visuals at hand, on your left, ladies and gentlemen, is the Marine Drive, which is chock-a-block right now. Also, we're getting live visuals from the Mumbai airport. What we're getting to know is that the Indian team has in fact landed over there. At any point now, you will see the Indian team walk out of that gate that you see on your screen, and towards the right side of your screen is a jam-packed Wankhede Stadium. It's not a match, it's not a World Cup final, it's not a IPL final, it's not any match. It is a celebration time that the fans have reached the iconic Wankhede Stadium, not to witness a game of cricket, but those who carried the hopes and the burden of an entire nation for such a long time, and have faced so much in terms of setbacks, in terms of heartbreak. All of that has been set aside now, and now it's time to celebrate, and that's the reason why in excess of 30,000 people you see there inside the Wankhede Stadium, all set to witness a ceremony that I believe is going to be held by the BCCI officials. Nikhil, Jai Shah is expected to be there, the BCCI secretary. I'm expecting Rajiv Shukla, Roger Binney as well, the president, the higher-ups of the BCCI, to be there and be the ones conducting the ceremony?
Yeah, I think the showstopper is definitely going to be the victory lap for the Indian team would be doing. And after that, officially, you will see the check being presented by the BCCI to the Indian players. 125 crore is that number which the Indian team is getting for winning the World Cup. And other than that, you will eventually, the culmination of the ceremony would be the Indian captain in Rohit Sharma handing back the T20 World Cup trophy into the hands of the secretary of the board, which is Jai Shah, and he will then take it to the headquarters, the BCCI headquarters, which is at the Wankhede Stadium, and there it would be kept in the showcase.